Look way on the right side of your screen.
Oh, yeah, he just goes around.
Yeah, Stenhouse had to have had some kind of problem. I can't imagine, and he just lost it. And believe it that somebody cut.
Don't think auto.
Oh, what's around?
Oh,
big wreck.
Hard in the wall.
Oh, that was a hard lick.
And that is Brian
like another
Vickers.
right rear tire went down to me.
My gosh, that was a hard lick.
You know, we saw that car. You made a comment about it, DW.
Right up ahead, right in the middle.
Bam. Gosh, that was hard hit.
He almost missed it. Just as he starts to get into turn one, you can start to see the sidewall of the tire hanging out.
There she goes.
There's just nothing you can do in that situation.
Goodness.
Oh, Clint Boyer just caught him. Let's ride with Kurt Busch in the 41 through this.
Smoke in there in front of you then. Keep coming. There you go.
He could see that smoke, and you could see he started lifting much earlier than cars around him, trying to anticipate it and get out of the way. And I think he did a great job, for the most part, missing it. I think might be a little bit of damage on the right side.
All those blue blocks you saw, that's safety foam between the outer door skin and the roll cage. 6 cars involved.
Jamie McMurray is coming to the pits. He's going to get right side tires pitting from the.
Glad we took that break because I need to take a breath, and I'm really excited that I'm up here. Right now.
Around goes Johnson.
Gonna tear it all.
Yeah, he hit the front splitter, ripped the front end right off that car.
48 is all torn.
Still are on his quarter, and it pushed Jimmy up into the 13 just a little bit.
Oh, man.
And looked like maybe him and the 13 got together. Then him and Menard got together.
Menard may have given Jimmy a little shot and pushed him up into the 13.
And that area where Johnson went off is the bus stop chicane for the sports car races here, and it's a grass to asphalt to grass transition. You end up being a farm tractor going through there.
It's just a really awkward position to be in.
Real tight. Oh, boy, Kyle Larson did a nice job there.
Let's ride along.
I think he was just in an awkward position.
Yeah, it was like the air from the car on the inside was pushing him wide. Then the car on the outside, Jamie just starts bump drafting the 5 car, and it starts getting the 5 loose and getting side to side, and eventually it just turns him right into the outside into A.J. Allmendinger, unfortunately. You know, I talked about, and that's the risk that you're going to take, even though you're trying to get that car ahead.
Well, when we look at the cars in the corner, think about how close the bumper is in the corner. When it gets on the straightaway, look how high it is. The car.
Junior Boyer and Greg Biffle all caught up in this mishap. And then lap 44, Jimmy Johnson, 5th time here in the Unlimited that he does not finish. He was running 10th at the time. And with Chase Elliott, who's in the 24 car for Jeff Gordon, watching all of this, a rough night for the Hendrick Motorsports car.
You can see here Jamie McMurray takes full responsibility of this. He gets a hold of the back of Casey Kane, never let him go. Casey winds up into the side of A.J. Allmendinger.
In front of Matt Kenseth, and a car's in the wall. It is Kurt Busch.
Wow, it looked like something. That looked like a tire.
Yeah, almost like that damage he had on the right rear.
Oh, there's more
something
smoke
else
up
going
ahead.
on the back straight. Big wreck.
Big wreck on the back. Holy smoly.
Wow, I did not see that.
Logano and Edwards running right at the front, and McMurray trying to sneak past.
There's Carl Edwards hit him. He goes up the hill. Looks like lost the right rear tire, maybe.
Pretty good chance of that. He definitely was loose right there.
Edwards and Keselowski touch.
And then they maybe touch again.
Squeeze play.
No, you know, Mears in the 13, bammed into the 2 of Keselowski and shot him into the 19 of Edwards.
I'd love to hear the 19 car spotter to see if he thought he was clear there, because he definitely squeezed that 2 up there, and I don't know if he was quite clear of it.
I believe the 13 got into the back of the 19 and drove him forward.
Easy, get middle.
You could tell right there that the 2 saw the 19 coming up and was one to check up. The 13 got into the back of him, and the whole line started stacking.
And things jam up in a hurry.
Man, how many wrecks do you see on the back straightaway? I mean, one right after another.
Well, and the thing that happens here late in the race, nobody's checking up. And this is when I say bumper cars at 200 miles per hour, because it really is.
Then the 2 fights back on the outside, and they touched, but I think the 13 drove the 2 up into the 19.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
I think that the 2 and the 19 started making contact, and the 2 started checking up a little bit, and the 13 had nowhere to go but in the back of them. And like I said, nobody's checking up right now.
All right, because
Wow.
Whoa!
Oh, no, that's
clear.
it.
They're wrecking behind you.
that was all at the back. We may make it to the checkered flag. The wreck is at the tail end.
They're 2 by 2. You're clear by 2.
Leaders on the back straightaway, coming hard.
So it looked like Hamlin put a big block on the 27 car. The 20 gets right in there behind Menard, and then as they got into turn 1, it looked like they just ran out of room between the 20 and the 1. He was already side by side with the 2, and then caught up the 78 in that.
It's amazing.
So when that little incident happened, when the 11 blocked the 27's run and the 20 was right behind him, it just stalled him out a little bit, and that 1 car had momentum coming right to the center. He saw.
And that means he will almost certainly have to fall back on his qualify. Oh, it is Colwitt. He is around. Reagan misses him. Caution waves.
Michael McDowell put a big spin on him, and then the 7 car behind Regan Smith had nowhere to go and got into the back of the 98 and turned him. That right there.
David Reagan may have gotten just a piece of him going by down on the apron. Reagan right there.
And we saw Brian Scott.
Nope.
Got a little bit of damage or contact that sent him.
That's the difference. Chevy versus Ford. Spinning goes Brian Scott to the infield, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the inside toward the back of that group.
Wow.
Around goes Brian Scott.
Boy, that didn't take much at all. We saw Michael McDowell drop down to the inside, actually trying to help out Brian Scott, and it just brought
to the top. Bush to block.
No. Blocking. Yeah.
Trash heap.
No, we're enough.
Gets a good run, but he doesn't quite get there, and then he moves up to block the 48, who has a good run coming on the outside. They make contact, and here's the results of that.
Kurt Busch just went right through there in a shower of sparks. Here are the 3 most badly damaged cars, and Danica Patrick as well.
You can see where Jimmy Johnson just started to get a bumper to the rear bumper or the quarter panel of the 1.
Man, look at that 20 car go up under the back of the Martin Truex car. Just lifted it off the ground.
Kyle closed the door. He comes up. He knows if he gets in front of Jimmy Johnson, that's going to be the push that he needs to get by the 18. Unfortunately, he was just a little late getting there, and then they make contact and turn Jimmy all the way around, and then he gets hit from behind.
Well, McMurray had to, I mean, when the 18 was so far out in front, McMurray had this incredible run, and he was coming up on the back of he doesn't have anywhere to go, and they bottle up and wreck.
Now look at Kurt Busch in the 41. He's going to get a lot of damage, but he is able to continue on and finish 3rd.
Wow.
Behind Kyle Busch and McMurray.
I guess the question will be on the 41, is that repairable damage? Will they have to go to a backup car? Because he's certainly going to get a good starting position if he finishes 4th.
I think the right side of that car is pretty torn up. I'm not sure they can fix that.
We certainly know they can't fix any of these cars.
No. The 20 car, watch him go up on the back of the 78.
Gained about a car. Oh, trouble already through the tri-oval. 78 goes around. The 98, their teammates. It's a big one at Daytona. It all started when the 78 of Cole Pound. Racetrack level. I think about Greg Alding, Frank Kimmel, some of those drivers. Brett Hudson would have started right in the middle of the pack, probably been collected, dropped to the rear, and I don't think any of them got any damage.
Boy, it almost looked like there might have been a little bit of contact right there to turn that 78 sideways. If there would have been an opening down to the inside, he probably would have got away with it, but
That's Cole Powell on the outside.
Look at the rear of that car. Look how close the 83 is. Derek Lancaster. Definitely contact from behind that sent him down across the racetrack.
That's unfortunate because those cars have been fast, not only this weekend, but were really good when we tested
Behind her.
Sean Core, one of those that just missed getting involved.
Dylan Lupton as well in the 82 car. Got to make sure you give Mark Thompson some room down there. There's some contact. They're not going to are they going to survive this?
They are not. We got one on the wall. Second caution of the day. And among those involved, the 83 of Derek Lancaster got a piece of the action. Mark Thompson, and look at that. Matt Kurziewski thought that was him in that outside lane.
It really causes anxious moments when you probably felt like he had a problem because he dropped behind the pack. You see that tire come apart there. Look at that. Wow, around it goes. You could hear him a little bit before it actually.
The 83. Somehow that 40 checks up.
Ooh, yeah. Michael got into the 82 there. Michael got into the back of Newman in the 31, but I'm not sure exactly what all took place there.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe go back a little further because the 40.
The wall's the right front, not very hard, but I did hit it. It been up to move the hood. The 95 or somebody lost an oil line in front of everybody there.
Ah, okay.
I think somebody lost an oil line.
Yeah, so they saw something that was happening further ahead, and it looked like the 40 bailed out of the throttle, and it's just a domino effect from that point on. It's really hard when you're further back, and you're right.
The corner. Looks like is it the left rear that's low there?
Looks like the left rear is low, and then the carcass actually comes off the rest of the tire.
Looks like he's going to be fine just down on the bottom of the track. And right there, if he cranks the wheels to the left, I think he misses the wall, but you know.
Yeah, if he could have stayed ahead of it and as you mentioned, cranked to the left.
Despite the fact he made that pit stop into Bobby Labonte, and they're out of shape on the back straightaway. That's Jeff Burton in the 43 sliding through the grass. Second caution of the afternoon, and Bobby Labonte also gets off pit road. We reset the running order when we come back.
Who's that guy? Is that 88?
Yeah, Chase Elliott.
Yeah. He's going to get into the back of Bobby Labonte just ahead of him. But you see the gap here, Kevin. That gap is wider than what's ahead. They start backing up ahead, checking up.
Yeah, it starts up here with the 2 car. It looks like he's backing up trying to get a run so he can stack that lineup. And as it got 5 or 6 cars back and that gap closed that you were talking about, the rear ending started getting harder from the cars that had the biggest gap.
And you kids at home, that's why you're not supposed to tailgate.
Already yellow flag number 3.
Yeah, and that's got the looks of a tire going down, I'm sure, from the wreck or something.
After making that pit stop moments ago.
Oh, he got loose somehow.
Yeah.
Must have been contact.
Coming down.
Tommy Joe is one of those guys that has never been here in the truck.
It did
Looks
have
like he cut a tire down, didn't it?
Did have a tire issue.
The yellow is out for the first time. Restarts.
Pace throughout the event to make sure you know exactly what to do later.
That's Tommy Joe going right through the middle, right in front of Timmy Hill. What a fortunate break for road when the caution flag comes out. Look here, we're going to have an accident like we were talking about.
It's the 18 of Cody Coughlin, and the 23 collects Christopher Bell.
It happens all the time.
Speed. Watch the yellow truck of right there. Cody Coughlin. He ran into the back of Spencer Gallagher, and that caused that mess. And you can see the 9 truck of Byron sliding his tires. He should have come onto pit road. That was no.
I think there was definitely some contact from the back. Then he was along for the ride, got into the inside.
Watch Sauter. This is an experienced veteran. He knows. Look how far to the left he is. That's where you want to be, except for a truck comes sliding by him on the inside. 2 trucks.
Unbelievable job by Johnny Sauter. Like a pinball.
Yeah, that's no way for those Americans to be treating that Canadian guy. He can do at that point. Sauter can't let off. That caused a big crash. Look at Enfinger. Oh, there it is.
Enfinger around. Cameron Haley around. Ben Kennedy. Huge crash in turn 3 and Daytona with 8 to go.
I didn't see any way they could continue to run like that.
Look at Terry.
It wasn't going to work, but it actually happened inside. It looked like the 17 of Peters might have gotten into the back end of the 13 of Cameron Haley.
And that was right beside Matt Crafton. He got, hard contact.
I thought maybe they had a chance to straighten it out, but then it just stacked everybody up so much. And then if 3 or 4 rows back, they started wrecking.
You can't see, Phil. You don't know that those guys have gone out of.
There's 2 wide behind you. Nose to tail. Easy. 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide. Keep rolling, keep rolling. You half. He's to him.
There's our forward on board.
Keep coming low. Come on low. Keep coming outside. Coming. Top is out. Come on low. Come on.
I think he was going to be okay till Cole.
The white flag is out. They're going to crash. With a big run. They're crashing. Christopher Bell upside down. Second in line.
Peters gets bumped.
Looks like William Byron got jumped by the 86. Look at Timothy Peters on the inside as Christopher Bell tumbles down the front straightaway. Timothy all the way to the inside of the racetrack is, a lot of new pavement down there, guys, and that makes such a huge difference. They don't get any grass. A lot of huge pavement scrubs off a lot of that speed.
13 rolls for Christopher Bell. Watch it.
Well, Daniel Hemrick almost went underneath that 4 truck of Christopher Bell.
It's a testament to the safety of these racing vehicles that Christopher Bell can take that kind of ride.
Let's watch this view.
You coming and wrecking. Back it up. Back it out.
Wow, he had to turn.
Wow.
I tell you,
that was DiBenedetto first into the outside wall.
Well, he got a double whammy.
Busher.
Anytime you see the rear tires, it makes impact. You know that's a huge hit.
What I don't like about that is that Busher hit the wall head on, and then he got hit by DiBenedetto here in the driver's or in the right side, trying to get a double whammy here.
Can't quite grasp what turned both of those cars.
No.
They weren't really right together when they came into frame, and you can see the back of the car just comes up out a little bit. Looks like the 19th of Carl Edwards. When he got up to his left rear, it just started pushing the air on that car, and it just took the air off of the spoiler, and around he came.
It just step turn is because the sun beams down on that end of the speedway. Then we got a little tailwind off of turn 4. We've seen a number of cars get loose.
Watch this as he gets to the tri-oval grass.
Bam.
And that blade.
Here you go. Boom.
Oh.
Back into the race to finish up. Ryan Vickers, turn 4. Involved Carl Edwards, who was on the back end, just missing that other one. Slightly involved here with Trevor Bayne. And then moments ago, a couple of first-timers in the Daytona 500.
Yeah, the old Colonel lost his, not surprised. You can see just tire debris flying everywhere there.
Takes a lot of talent to keep that car going at that speed in a straight line. Certainly a lot of damage as you see the carcass of the tire come apart and start tearing as we move forward. Really hard to for the team to really fix that kind of a damage to the right rear. But now watch, he's going to come down, he's going to side drive. He wants that left front right on the right rear quarter panel of the 14. But as he gets off the corner, it just comes around on him.
We've seen that several times today. You start to make an abrupt move like that off 4, you spin out.
That looked almost just like Chase Elliott.
Looking in there, the 3. Keep coming, buddies. Hold the brake here. Hold the brake. Straight it out, straight it out, straight it out.
Popped out of there in a hurry.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Nobody made contact with him as he shot through there. Big impact into that inside wall. Luckily, safe for Danica. Goes to the inside. Danica wants to squeeze him and try to prevent him from making that pass. He clips her and turns her right into the grass, and unfortunately he turns himself.
The movement of these cars down the back straight. We see Danica in the 10 right there. There she goes down on the inside. That car really got light. The wheels come off the ground. Roof lid.
Wow.
Push it back down.
That is turf management at its worst right there.
Spectacular shot, and she did a great job keeping it going straight, not getting into that. You know, we talk about getting runs.